Greetings, everyone. So this is going to be the first AMA in a weekly set of AMAs. I'm going to be doing this from now on with the community questions from the Tier 1 DAO or the patron community. And the reason I'm doing this is because I polled the community and I saw that most of the people that came into the DAO and became aware of us are from the YouTube channel. So eventually I'll get nicer equipment, or maybe I'm not, because it's not that important for me to get super nice equipment and get all this, graphics and stuff. It's more about the content and providing information that will allow for you to get the highest ROI. That's why the products that we sell is seed round, pre-IDO projects. Mathematically speaking, those are the ones that get the highest returns, as well as a tool for when projects are already on the market, which is the using mathematics to analyze projects and find the ones that have the highest statistical probability for APY. And then we're going to add machine learning on top of that. And if you guys were in the or if you're in Tier 1, you heard our recent call on how I'm going to do that and implement it with the machine learning component. But what I'm going to do now is just answer the weekly questions, and I'm going to ask these, I'm going to post this once a week, probably Monday from now on, and I'll do these Friday around this time. Right now it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it'll be roughly around this time. All right, so I'm just going to get to answering the questions straight from the Patreon first, and then I'll get to the Tier 1 DAO. What do you expect, or do you expect a 30% pullback in Bitcoin before the halving? So first of all, with price action, it's impossible to predict, but I will say that I expect several pullbacks before the next cycle peak. Obviously, institutions are going to catch up to us people who are obsessed with crypto and who are aware of what's going on with crypto. And it's no longer like the days of, I've been in this space for a long time. I've always been like, oh, they'll eventually come in. Well, now they're coming in. The institutions are coming in, and they're just realizing Bitcoin, they're realizing Ethereum, they're realizing Solana, but it's going to be much bigger than that. This space is going to eat everything. But regarding the pullbacks, there's always pullbacks on the way up because there's people that are sitting on thousands of X's, and those people get nervous and they sell and take, or there's traders too. Like there's like tons of people who trade on leverage and they get some X's in their leverage return, and then they exit, and so the market will do what the market's going to do. There's tons of people staring at charts, so pullbacks happen as well as like the run, and it's really difficult to say what's going to happen price wise, but I would guess that there would be indeed pullbacks on the way up. How do you think crypto will perform if we go into a recession in the second half of 2024? I think crypto won't perform well, but there's a lot of time between there. And obviously, it's possible for crypto to run when there's a recession, but the data is in that it's looking really bad for the traditional stock market. Like when the Fed has paused, the Fed didn't pause because they're trying to get things to run. Like they're pausing because of the data they're seeing is really bad. There's a reason they paused, and there's a reason these things happen. So the macro situation is not good, and typically, I'm going to short the market. That's my strategy, like in my macro strategy. As I told the community, long dated treasuries have been my strategy until for a while, but the Fed typically does pull. Like if you look at records, the Fed always pauses and pulls down when there's a recession, and that's where we're going to be. And where's crypto going to be? Like it's probably going to do the same stuff that gold really did, but there's a lot of time in between here and there. Typically, it could be 8 months before the recession really hits. It takes a long time for the macro situation to move, and in that 8 months could be the entire second or this whole entire crypto run. So I don't like to trade on with these different trading things. Like I like to look at crypto as a whole. Where it's justly valued, and I believe that it should be the same market cap as gold, and then eventually it'll eat everything when it's ready, when it's cheap like Solana, when Ethereum has upgrades that make it cheap, when it's super inexpensive, when it's seamless to use, when it's super easy to use, that's when it's going to be 400 trillion. When everybody understands it, when all the bankers like when everyone puts their business models on top of it, that's when it's going to be a 400 trillion market cap, and it's going to change everything about the landscape. Also, AI is going to integrate. So where are we going? That's what I like to think about. In the meantime, can it pull back significantly from a recession? Absolutely. I think that it will pull back from a recession. So I'll just leave it at that. Sorry, but sometimes I kind of ran on these things. All right, so please explain how Intrepid coin works and what are the beliefs. So, or the benefits. 250 Intrepid token access to Tier 1, which is seed round investing, as well as our app, as well as an elite community of investors. And also, I'm networking at crypto events to see if there's any more utilities I can add. So, pre-IDO stages, initial DEX offering is the best statistical probability for returns, as well as having my bot. And my bot, you have it for life as long as you hold the 250 tokens. So that's the benefit in that. And any returns that we get from the bot are going to be used to either buy projects that we think are bullish or buy and burn Intrepid token if our market cap is not big enough. So it depends on those ratios. Like we'll be looking at those things and using the funds strategically. So what are the benefits? We're going to have Tier 1, Tier 2, and eventually Tier 3. And that's how we could get infinite growth potential of the token, because we're going to have seed rounds. And I buy contracts which allow the community to get access to seed rounds. I do it through Bigger Than Race NFTs, and I buy those NFTs and I allow the community to use them by the partnership that I have with Bigger Than Race. And those NFTs are access to a network of individuals who look for projects that are in the beginning stages, the pre-IDO stages, who have the backers, who are pre-vetted, who are quality projects for the long run. That they typically have a long vesting period. You have to hold them for like 18 months and you get paid out 5% intervals for 18 months. But the returns on there are statistically better than anything else. So that's why the service we offer through Intrepid Coin is the use of the NFT contracts to get access to seed rounds. So basically, what are the benefits? You get access to the services. Then the services, what are they? The services are access to pre-IDO projects. Launchpad, that's a big narrative. We're part of that narrative. We're part of the AI narrative. And also getting access to the app. And, like for people who have seen the app, you've seen what it's done. So that's the benefit from owning the coin. So yes, for people who own 250 tokens, you get access to Patreon content forever. 250 Intrepid token. You get access because you're in a sense, that's what it is, access to that stuff. Explaining the process to invest in the ICOs. All of that content is inside. I'm not going to explain it unless you join, because there's no point in wasting the time to explain it. Like, just join and you'll see the process. Basically, it's a KYC process. For people outside of the United States, it's actually easier. For people in the US, you have to self-attest that you're an accredited investor, and if you work at a big company, you can be an accredited investor. So you self-attest as an accredited investor. And those laws are going to change, in my opinion, as well. But that's the process. KYC, self-attestation, access to the portal, and then that's where you load your Binance chain with BUSD and pay on the Binance chain in dollars, and you get payout of your tokens on the Ethereum side of the equation. That's why we also have minimums. But that's basically the explanation. So you own the Intrepid token. It gets you access to the Discord, into the DAO, and that is where you get access to the links and the KYC portal, and the portal that allows you to do all this stuff, all the pre-IDO seeded rounds. Is there an automated way to use the bot to trade? I've split the bot into various strategies, and I'm watching the different strategies, and I'm going to allow it to run for maybe another month. And whatever are the most highest APY, I'm going to split those versions into various other versions in a deeper level of those versions. So I have various versions, highest APYs, analyze those, split those, look at those, see which one's the highest APY from that, iterate again, and we're going to finger our way to the highest return possible. Like we're going to go into the highest return possible just using human strategy of just watching, learning, and going in the highest APY strategies. And then after we've done several iterations of that with various strategies that have been gone down the different path of iteration to the highest APYs, we're also going to then add machine learning to it. But automate it maybe in the future. But right now, it just puts out reports, and it's up to you to utilize those reports how you want. And we're going to offer a track my portfolio tool inside of the app, so you can play along and see which strategies work, and if you like it and get consistent enough returns, then you can form your own strategy. Basically, it's the bot is built on a dollar cost average strategy, where the projects that are the strongest, you want a dollar cost average, and that's where the returns come from. Because it's thinking, oh, like these people have some kind of income, and they're going to like plug little dollar cost average into the projects that have the highest signals, etc. The bot should be done any day now. It depends on our developers. I think it's going to be done by the end of the year. It should be done by the end of the year. And also, that's kind of good because we could use payments when we pay everyone for completing the bot. It'll work for our next tax year, so maybe that's what they're waiting for. But it looks like it's going to be completed by the end of the year. That's what I've been told. So let's see. We're on schedule, so hopefully it happens before the end of the year. I think there will always be okay, so I'm answering this other question. Do you think after the cycle is over, returns will decline? I believe there will always be great opportunities in crypto. There will always be startups, and that's always going to be the case. There's always been startups, and there's always going to be startups, as well as artificial intelligence thrown in the mix. I think this is the greatest opportunity for wealth creation that has ever existed. And what it is it's going to be AI, utilizing AI, and build your business models to help human beings use AI. That if I was going to go into a direction, I would go into helping businesses use AI. My business model would be help people integrate AI, because AI is going to do everything. And so we're going to need humans that have old systems, humans that know the AI and know the old system, and they help integrate to the new systems. And then that's going to happen again, and these systems are going to keep moving closer and closer to AI as it gets better. So you're going to need human beings help guide other human beings on how to utilize it. And that's going to be where all the growth is, and there's going to be tons of it, lots of growth. I believe that like we're entering economics that are going to look crazy because AI can do more and more of the work. I'm still bullish on Ethereum, but if Ethereum doesn't even move, I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to hold it. I'm going to bet on it. From previous cycles, this looks like every other cycle where I've seen something that says Ethereum's going to die or whatever, or Bitcoin's going to die. Ethereum's network is entrenched. The fact that everybody is so anti-Ethereum right now, that's looking like, I'm going to say it for the record, this looks like the time to buy Ethereum. If you have heavy profits on another project, just buy some Ethereum if you don't have any. Even though Ethereum is expensive, I get it, I dislike it, and I really do want us to move to another paradigm where it's cheaper. But you know what? The seed rounds are still launching on Ethereum, and that's not my choice, that's their choice. So take that for what it is. What narrative am I bullish on? AI. That's easy. AI is. I know everybody's been bullish on it. I'm not. I'm not going to not be bullish on it because it's a self-feedback loop and it keeps going faster and faster and faster. So AI is it's going to change everything. Someone's asking about time zones. Are you able to share what information indicators you like watching use called? I use the CBBIs, Call-in Talks, Crypto, Bitcoin. What is it called? The CBBI. I forget what it's called. CBBI, Call-in Talks, Crypto, Bitcoin, Bull Run Index Indicator. So that is that's the best indicator for Bitcoin. I wish you would make one for Ethereum. I might even reach out to him and ask him for that, and then maybe an altcoin one. But that's like the best indicator there is. So just keep that in mind. That's the one I used. As well as another indicator that I use is watching the cash ready to deploy. And I'm going to have several charts inside the app. When our app launches, there's going to be more and more features that are going to be launched, like charts and data that are just automatically going to be updated. And that'll help you as well. And we're going to keep building those things based on community suggestions and just keep building and adding. But the first goal is just to get it live. How much you watch content? You sometimes mention how much you watch content from billionaires that provide value, inside knowledge. Can you talk more of some of the best sources? So I use one of the things I use is the Rebel Capitalist Show, Rebel Capitalist Pro, and like that has already paid for itself in terms of my macro strategy, because I found that a lot of these options traders, etc., they were thinking the same way I was with options and macro situation. But mastering macro has been like a side project for me, but I'm working on mastering it more and more, because if I master macro and I master the old economic systems and the options, etc., then I could take that knowledge with me when crypto explodes and crypto eats everything, and I could just up my expertise. I'm always looking to improve my expertise. So the Rebel Capitalist Pro is the one I'm using right now, and that allows me to get access to these people directly. Can Patreon members get access to seed rounds? There's no way for me to do that. So basically, the only way to access the seed rounds is by holding the Intrepid token. The Patreons get access to my strategy as well as the bot, and obviously, like when the bot goes live, it'll be easier for me to add more of my opinions. Right now, being in the building stages, and one of the things I need to do more of is background stuff. I need to just film myself more. I've never been an on the camera kind of guy, but since the community said in my poll that a lot of them came from my YouTube channel, I'm going to just focus on producing content, and I'm going to produce valuable content. I'm not going to be hyping stuff. I'm going to be talking about valuable stuff, and that's why I don't care too much about graphics or getting super expensive cameras and stuff, things like that. I want to just provide the most valuable information, so you're not wasting your time. I want to provide information that is as quick to the point as possible, and so when I go to these conferences, I might do a film here and there, but I only want to do it if I'm going to bring high quality information. You don't want to waste your time. Like, sure, you might be part of the community and you might enjoy my enjoy the community, etc. And it is fun to be in a community of like-minded people, but part of what I'm going to bring is always bring you the most valuable in the shortest amount of period possible, because I know you got lives, you want to do other things. I want to bring the most valuable information forward possible. But regarding that question, can Patreon members access the seed rounds? There's no way to feasibly do that, so basically the only way to do it now is through the Intrepid token or BTR NFTs. Okay, so it's another bullish question. Most bullish on AI, and my thoughts on L1 versus Ethereum. I like L1's better. I believe several people say Solana's better because it could be the base layer L1. Great. Let's see if it happens. Right now, it's 1/28th the amount of total value locked on Solana. So that's what it should be. If Solana runs, that total value locked will go up just because it includes Solana as part of its total value locked. But that's a real metric right there of how valuable a system is total value locked. I was thinking that it was volume, but that's not really the case, because if you have $500 and you have little to no transaction, you can just swap it back and forth and you can do that a million times and make it a billion volume right there. So it's not volume that's real, it's total value locked is the most real. And I think it is better when everything's on the L1. I am going to be honest, and that is something that Solana has right. So will it be Solana? I don't know. But my guess about what Solana will do this time is everybody's going to get excited about Solana overtaking Ethereum. It's going to run up, gets to some ratio that it makes everyone excited. Then those people that are sitting on 50,000x, there are people sitting on 50,000x on Solana. They're going to sell out for the next 3 or 4 years. Solana, and that's going to be the real challenge of when Solana will really challenge Ethereum again. And if it doesn't cross it, then it won't ever, in my opinion. But the next cycle is when I would think Solana would challenge Ethereum. But who knows? Anything's possible. I like the idea of moving to a. This is what I think is going to happen. I'm not tied to Solana or Ethereum. I have both, and I would benefit more. I would become more wealthy if Solana ran. It's just the way I see things, and I think that Solana is not going to pass Ethereum. So I hope that answers your question. Interested in using the bot can? Are you planning to build a model, a mode portfolio, and benchmark against market bot strategy versus holding? I've already showed that. Like the bot, like what I show you guys when I show you the bot strategy. That's just me, the long term and the short term bots, and basically my best guess at what it's saying based on the matrix, based on the bot, based on the history of the bot. And my goal is and I show you the bot, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and I might show you the top 100 cryptos as well. But Bitcoin and Ethereum are the ones that outperform, beating Solana or whatever. Like that stuff's impossible. But I'll include Solana in the future if we think it becomes the main narrative. But it's beating all of them. It's beating Bitcoin, Ethereum, and if I was to show an index of all the cryptos, it's like that's what they're all measured against, anyways. So. I would like to hear about narratives and infrastructure plays if you have any. If you guys have followed my stuff for a long time, you know that I believe that the best strategy for a blockchain is cyclical blockchains. Instead of doing everything in a line, I think blockchains should go in a cycle like Sato does. Does that mean Sato's going to win? I don't know. So it doesn't matter if you have the best technology. Sometimes you also have to have business savviness. So, but I think the best design for a blockchain that handles all the problems of a blockchain is if you cycle it and you make it a for rent model where persistence in the blockchain, persistence in the historical context of the blockchain, if it's a cycle, would be a fees for every completion of the cycle. So if there's one cycle, it would pay a fee to stay, it persist. Another cycle, another fee to persist, and it would just be some small fee to persist data in the blockchain. So if I was to design blockchain, I might look, if we make a lot of project from this Intrepid token, if we go to 100 million or 200 million, I'm going to say screw it, and I'm going to hire my own people and I'll build my own damn blockchain, and that's the way I'm going to do it. I would do it that way. I would do a cyclical blockchain, and I would design it after those concepts. If Sato doesn't deliver on it, then I'll do it if we can get to a 250 million market cap, because I would need to hire people, etc. And then I would do it with Intrepid token. I would do 100-to-1 split with the Intrepid token, and I would launch our own blockchain, just move everything there. But obviously I would need to hire people because I'm not going to do that. The seed rounds and the app are enough, and obviously networking with people, and we'll see where this goes. But if we go to something like that, like a 250 plus market cap, then yeah, I'll build a cyclical blockchain, which is a blockchain that goes in a cycle, and data persistence pays rent to persist, and it fixes all the problems of the blockchain. Because throughput, you can expand throughput or expand the fees or turn the knobs or change the all the metrics can be dialed in, and you can get it to a better model. It's simple, better in every way. I see it that way. That's all I'll say for that. Also, maybe not related question, but how can we take advantage of it in token? I could enter my wallet a long time ago. Okay, so if you want to take advantage of the Intrepid token, make sure you find that link that takes you to the DAO. If you have 250 Intrepid or more, 250 or more, you can get to tier 1. If you have 25 or more, you can get tier 2. And you have to look for that link. Here, I'll reply to this question. Like, it'll take me a second to do it. I'll just straight up add it to this question because I don't like people not knowing. So let me see. So mind me for a second as I pull it up. I'm straight up gonna answer this guy's question just by giving him the link. All right, I just replied to you, Abdul Latif Alu. Sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah, I just gave you the link. That's for tier 1. And if you need tier 2, just here, I'll provide that as well. Okay. Can we access this bot as patrons? Yes. When it goes live, patrons will have access. But you guys will be locked in at a discounted rate. That's why I've closed off the community, and I'm not letting new people in. I might have one day where I'll open it up one last time when the bot launches. I'm going to open it up one more day for those scragglers that are outside of Patreon to get in at a discounted rate, and then I'm going to close it forever. And then it'll be $75 through Patreon or $50 through the website directly, or 250 Intrepid token to have lifetime access. All right, great question. What is the difference between a Intrepid patron versus a DAO holder? DAO gets everything. Patron gets access to me and the bot, but the DAO gets access to seed rounds. Me, the bot, and seed rounds. So that's the difference. And also the DAO, you get access to like a sense of direction of where all of this goes. Eventually, what I'm going to do is a Git repository and allow for token threshold democracy, and we'll build a system of governance so that the tokens take over the project and it becomes owned by the Intrepid token holders, and they can run the future of it, etc. So that's the future of where it goes. All right, so that's all the Patreon questions. Now I'm going to go into the DAO questions. All right. So someone asked, will it be possible to plug FIDA into the bot? I think that's a Solana wallet. Yeah, eventually. I mean, not at first, but eventually we're gonna have Ethereum integration. But regarding future blockchains, we're gonna constantly be adding features, and if that becomes a big need, we'll do it. When do we expect Project App to go live? That question. So as soon. Hopefully, it's gonna be before the end of the year. How do we see the roadmap of the Intrepid as a whole? Are we looking into actually building some sort of fundamental analysis information tool as well? All right, let me read this again. How do we see the roadmap of Intrepid as a whole? Are we looking at actually building some sort of fundamental analysis information tool as well? As in something like Mezari, where a bot is giving out its readings and also on the side explaining what factors make us. Yes, all of that will be in the bot when it's live. The first iteration, obviously, we're going to add more features as time goes on. But there's a lot of features that will be live with the first one. End of year, T-minus 9 days. Yeah, hopefully it'll get done before the end of the year. What could definitely be featured down the road? Our plan is to launch this app. What would be the top 10 Intrepid crypto commandments? I'm going to reply and say CAMA. All right, so what would be the top commandments? And I'll end it on that because this is gone for 28 minutes. I typically don't like producing super long videos. And maybe I'll do a little rant after this. But 10 commandments, I have to think about it. Number 1, long term. I see a lot of people that are traders, and sure, some people might make money doing that, but when AI is in the mix, you do not want to be a trader. You do not want to be looking at charts and trading because AI is going to destroy you at it. Like, why would you want to compete with AI when it comes to trading? So number 1, I would not trade. I would be long term. I would buy and hold, and that would be my strategy. And I would try. My goal would be to buy and hold just exactly like the services I offer are also what I use myself, which is get access to pre-IDO, diversify amongst the pre-IDOs, as well as go on what the bot recommends in the open market and nothing else. And that's going to be my strategy going forward, and making the bot better and finding better connections through our networks to get pre-IDO. That's definitely the best strategy, number 1, long term with that strategy. Number 2, in the 10 commandments of Intrepid, man, this is a hard question. Trade, think long term. understand every word and term that you see. Try, like, so number 2 would be like understand everything that you can. If you run in something you don't know, make sure you understand it. Never invest in something you don't understand. So that would be number 2. Number 3, listen to your emotions. Do the opposite. Your emotions are not there to help you; they move against you. So if you see all the hype and energy going up, and you see all the misery, usually you want to do the opposite of what the emotions are going to be. I'm going to have to not be able to answer 10 because that's too many. But I'll try my best. Like 10 commandments. Let me go quicker with this. Try to think for yourself. Number 4, try to think for yourself. Look for people who say things that you don't hear often. Don't look for, so number 4, don't look for consensus. Look for people who are smart, who have different opinions than you. People who have opposite opinions of you. Their opinions are more valuable than the person who has the same opinions as you. You want to understand why things are, why you want to understand the opposite opinions and why those opinions are wrong. But you want to think of why they are right as well. So you need to understand everything about what you're doing. So number 4 is know your opponent's opinion better than their opponents know their opinion. 5, if a celebrity, okay, here's number 5. This is a good one. If celebrities are promoting it, get the hell out of it. That's a dangerous time to be in an investment. Number 6, if everybody's saying it, don't do it. Number 7, it's hard for me to say anything else. AI, it's gonna eat everything. Do something you love. Be involved in stuff you love. Because you're okay. So 7, only engage in activities that you love because that's where you're going to be successful more than anyone else. You can only really give that marginal effort in things that you actually care about and love. 8, meditate. It's good to take your energy out of crypto, change your mindset every once in a while, clear your mind, meditation. I need to do more of that as well. So I instead of making it meditation, I'll make this one health. And that would actually go up the list if I was really honest. Health would be number 1. Since this is live, I'm just kind of spitting out things that are important. I would say put your health as number 1. You can't be successful in life if you don't take care of your health. Health is number 1. Health, relationships, and then obviously finances, which is crypto, and then everything we're talking about is in the area of finance. And I'll leave it at that. That's good enough for now. All right, guys, I look forward to doing this on a weekly basis, and I guess final thoughts, now that I'm done with the questions. Final thoughts, the future is going to be exciting. This year is going to be exciting. We're going to launch an advertising campaign. I'm going to see how that goes for the next 3 months. We got a deal where we're getting a discount, 95% off on this great ad product because we have connections there. So that's going to be great. If it's really effective, I'll keep going with it, but we're going to do it for 3 months and see how much. The only reason that we're not a 200 million cap plus is because people aren't aware. Like Seedify, those type of projects, they don't offer you what we offer. We offer you the best access to seeds that there is. We're innovators here. Thanks to Bigger Than Race for partnering with us. Bigger Than Race is a great community of people who's about. It's just a network to create a solid VC group. I obviously am going to go to conferences with them and try to network as well and find my own partnerships and help businesses, etc. So it goes wherever my imagination goes. There's a lot. All I see is up. Because we're pioneers in this new industry. This stuff is great. Very few, one of the reasons I'm living crypto now is because so few people really understand it, and so few people really I constantly run into people in the world who don't understand it yet and understand how powerful this is and the huge opportunity that's sitting right in front of us, because this technology is a business technology. It allows for us to run our businesses. It allows the millennials and the Generation X or Zoomers or whatever, everyone who's under the age of 50 to build their whole entire business models, build their lifestyles. This is the way to go. This is the place that opportunity exists. This is where AI is going to be. This is where the future is going to be. This is where all business models are going to run. So this is why I'm running full speed ahead in this industry because I'm sick of seeing like people who in the world around me who don't get it and they don't get enthusiastic about it. This is what's going to bring prosperity for people because this technology allows us to run our business models in inexpensive, automatic ways that weren't possible before. All right, and it's permissionless, so you're free to do what you please. All right, and I'll just leave the video at that. So look forward to doing next week's AMA. I'll post the questionnaire every Monday, and then I'll take those questions Friday. And good luck, guys. I look forward to this. I'm excited about next year, and I'm going to keep looking for partnerships, and all I see is up.